Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening, everyone. Let the record show that all members of the City Council are present this evening, with the exception of Councilman Party and Councilman Morgan. A copy of the Open Meetings Act is posted in the meeting room on the west wall and is accessible to the public at any time during the course of this meeting. First of all, it's my pleasure to introduce Beatrice Fire Chief Brian Dakey, who is going to introduce some individuals who recently were certified as firefighter paramedics. Chief Dakey.
Good evening. Thank you for having the opportunity to kind of showcase these guys with a lot of hard work that they did over the last 18 months or so. They've all recently got their license to become paramedics in the state of Nebraska, and we just wanted to recognize them for what they have accomplished, and then also how they're going to help our citizens. So we've got Nate Cook. Just go ahead and stand up. Nate's a native from here, probably 16 years, 15, somewhere in there.
16 on the department, yeah.
Okay. Then Jason Holm, he's originally out of Rocco, and almost two. And Chris Long, also almost two, and he's out of Blair. And then Tom Moody, out of Lincoln, in year 4 years. So, like I said, it takes about 18 months for them to go through the licensure process, then take the National Registry exam, and then apply for the state license with the FBI background. So we're just really glad that we have them with us. So thank you.
Very good. Congratulations, gentlemen.
Hey, Chief, how many paramedics do we have now on the squad?
14?
Good.
13, 14.
Good.
Okay. Thanks, Chief.
Rich didn't know, you could have told him anything.
I did not know.
I don't know either.
Next, before we get into the agenda, I'm going to introduce to you the Executive Director of Keep Beatrice Beautiful, Linda Grill, who is going to visit about the presentation of a Duracell grant. Linda? Oh, and some helpers?
Yes.
Good.
I want to thank you for allowing me to come tonight, and it's a thrill to be able to receive a grant like this. I got the grant from Keep America Beautiful and through the Duracell company, and it was they distributed $3.5 million worth of grants and gave out 9-volt batteries. There's 650 affiliates in the United States, and so it was a real thrill to be one of 72 in the United States to receive this grant. It was a little overwhelming on the number of, I thought we were getting 8,000, and actually we were getting 36,000 batteries. And so I'm glad I didn't collect them. I did have Mark Pethod take them down at Public Properties, and they were on a pallet, and they took some to the fire department. And so the purpose of the batteries is to give them to the fire department, and then for them to distribute it to the public. And so that's a lot of batteries, right? And so they come like this. And so I'd like to have you all have some, and then I'd like to have you tell about what your duties are on distributing them. I think you had some plan, and I want to thank them for developing a great brochure. This is really nice, so appreciate that.
So what we've decided to do basically is we put it out there on social media and also the radio station, and we're going to get with the Daily Sun that we have these batteries for the public, and they can just stop down at the fire station and pick them up. Or if somebody's not able to make it down or not physically able to change their batteries, they can call down to the station, set up a time, and our guys will go out and install them for them and check their smoke detectors and do that type of thing. So I think we just really started about Saturday, and we've already passed out over 100 batteries. We've been out and did one home installation, so far it's going really well, and we look forward to keeping it going. And we figured out if we give away 35 batteries a day, every day between now and the time they expire, we'll get through them all. So we've got a lot of batteries to give out, so tell everybody you know to come get their batteries at the fire station.
I priced it out, and they're worth about $375 a piece. and if we had to go to the store and buy them, and that would have been, what did I say? $138,600 grant, so.
Nice.
I
Very
want to
nice.
thank Keep America Beautiful and the Duracell Company, and thank the fire department for distributing them to the public. So thank you.
Great.
So, why don't you give them some? Want all your batteries to, smoke detectors to work.
I thought maybe that's all you had.
Thank you.
Count them all? Do you count them all, make sure they're there?
Of course. That's what we're supposed to do. Thank you very much.
How many do you have?
I have 5.
And this is what we put for transistor radios. I remember that.
He doesn't remember transistor radios. Thank you.
I need your Nintendo system.
You know, I'd hit the audience while I was at it too.
Guess what you fire guys are gonna get for Christmas?
Trying to add them up. You know,
That's what you should have done. Would have been great.
within a week, they all went out the same, within a week's time, they all went out the same, you know. I finally have the second one. Thank you. Yeah, they all went out within a week.
Oh, that causes fire. Jump scare.
7.
I remember when the kids were little, Richie taught Jared to stick his tongue on that.
She gave them out for Halloween. All I got was a battery.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, man.
They made a den in the box.
With smoking, with working smoking alarms. Maybe without. All right. Linda, thank you very much, and appreciate everything that you do with Keep Beatrice Beautiful. Don't know what we'd do without you. All right, we'll digress to the regular agenda. First is the consent agenda. All items under the consent agenda are considered to be routine by the City Council and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a councilman or citizen so requests. First item is approve agenda as submitted. Item B is receive and place on file all notices pertaining to this meeting. Item C, receive and place on file all materials having any bearing on this meeting. Item D, approval of minutes of regular meeting on October 15th, 2018, as on file in the city clerk's office. Item E, approval of minutes of work session on October 22nd, 2018, as on file in the city clerk's office. Item F, approval of treasurer's report of claims in the amount of $328,620.12. Item G, approval of Boswell report of claims in the amount of $18,302.11. Item H, approval of write-off of ambulance bad debts. Item I, approval of change order number 1, an increase in the amount of $6,103.11. And final pay request number 2 in the amount of $65,145.37 to Pavers, Inc. for the Mill and Overlay 2018 project, as recommended by the Board of Public Works. Item J, resolution number 6291, executing the agreement renewal to maintenance agreement number 4 with the Nebraska Department of Transportation for the period of January 1st, 2019 to December 31st, 2019. Item K, resolution number 6292, repealing resolutions which no longer are of use or contrary to the current city practices. Item L, resolution number 6293, declaring that the city of Beatrice supports changing the name of Homestead National Monument of America to Homestead National Historical Park. Item M, resolution number 6294, executing an agreement to loan an additional $21,200 to David P. Leppant and Virginia K. Leppant for their building located at 119 North 5th Street as part of the Downtown Facade Improvement Program from the city's CDBG Downtown Revitalization Phase 2 Grant 15 DTR 109. Item N, resolution number 6295, executing an amendment to loan an additional $33,000 to Scott and Denise McLean for their building located at 420 and 422 Court Street as part of the Downtown Facade Improvement Program from the city's CDBG Downtown Revitalization Phase 2 Grant 15 DTR 109. Item O, resolution number 6296, executing an amendment to a loan an additional $2,000 to Jeffrey B. and Shelley K. Hubka for their building located at 508 Court Street as part of the Downtown Facade Improvement Program from the city's CDBG Downtown Revitalization Phase 2 Grant 15 DTR 109. Item P, Resolution Number 6297, executing an amendment to loan an additional $750 to Todd A. Hydo and Sony Hydo for their building located at 301 Court Street as part of the Downtown Facade Improvement Program from the city's CDBG Downtown Revitalization Phase 2 Grant 15 DTR 109. Item Q, Resolution Number 6298, executing the letter agreement outlining the scope of services and project schedule for the 2018-2019 with Felsberg, Holt, and Ulevig for the MS4 Compliance Assistance Services. Item R, Resolution Number 6299, creating an east-west pedestrian crosswalk at the intersection of 19th Street and Grant Street. Item S, Resolution Number 6300, banning parking along both sides of Graham Street between Paddock Street and Bismarck Street. Item T, Resolution Number 6301, for giving 10% or $10,000 of the original principal amount of the LB 840 Economic Development Loan to Hybrid Turkeys, LLC. Item U, Resolution Number 6302, entering into a stop-loss agreement with Companion Life Insurance Company for the city's self-funded employee health plan. Item V, Resolution Number 6303, executing the assignment of firm electric service allocation from the Nebraska Public Power District to the City of Beatrice as recommended by the Board of Public Works. And item W, Resolution Number 6304, executing the assignment of firm electric service allocation from the Beatrice State Developmental Center to the City of Beatrice as recommended by the Board of Public Works. Is there any item that a council member wants removed from the consent agenda? Ted?
T is in Tom.
Item T. Anyone else?
Mayor, I've got a couple people here from the homestead thing. Do they want to speak?
If you want to remove it from the
Well,
consent agenda, you certainly can.
Yep, please.
And that is item
L. Lincoln.
Item L. So L and T. Rich?
I really don't want to remove it, but does the money that on these reuse funds, do we have any left from the original money?
There's a few dollars left.
Just a few?
We're waiting for the last bills to come in, so we know
Okay.
how much those get
Okay.
paid out yet.
Yeah, I didn't want to pull it because I don't have any problems with it, but.
So we have item T and we have item L. Anyone else? Anyone from the public? Mr. Catlin?
Mayor, I would move that all the items listed under the consent agenda, with the exceptions of item L and T, be approved, accepted, and or ratified as presented.
Second.
Moved by Catlin, seconded by Kerr, that all items under the consent agenda, with the exceptions of item L and T, be approved, accepted, and or ratified. Your vote, please. That is approved 6-0. Mr. Catlin, item L.
All right. Mayor, I would move that item L, resolution number 6293, declaring the city of Beatrice supports changing the name of Homestead National Monument of America to Homestead National Historical Park, be accepted, approved, or ratified as presented.
By Catlin, seconded by Billsbach, that resolution number 6293 be approved, and further discussion. Ted?
I don't really have any further discussion, but I know that there's someone in the audience that'd like to speak to us, so that's why it was pulled off.
Diane, if you just give us your name and address, please, for the record.
Diane Vickers of Pickrell, Nebraska, president of the Friends of Homestead. So thank you, Mayor, Councilwoman, for an opportunity just to share with you our mission to change the name of Homestead National Monument of America to Homestead National Historical Park. And I'd like to start just by sharing with you a story, my story, really when I came to Beatrice about 30 plus years ago and went to the monument, started walking the trails looking for a statue or rock or a monument that paid tribute to Homestead National Monument. Walked the trails, didn't find it. At the risk of embarrassing myself, walked up to a park ranger and said, "So where is this monument or rock or statue or whatever?" And of course the park ranger chuckled and said, "Well, there isn't one, but we hope you enjoyed your walk on the trail." And maybe you can relate to that. According to a survey that the Homestead National Monument did a few years ago, 89% of first-time visitors to Homestead National Monument think they're going to stop for a short period of time to take a look at a monument and then head on down the road. And in fact, the research shows that if national park sites change their name and add the word park to their name, visitors take a little bit longer in their planning of their travels to say perhaps there's a little bit more to do in the park. Maybe there's some trails or a museum or activities to do. And so the research does indicate that by changing the name, that it does boost tourism. And so we think that would be a benefit both to Homestead National Monument and to the community of Beatrice and to the region in general. Some of the good news also is that we don't believe there will be much of a cost to making this change. The National Park Service does routinely budget and plan for parks to update their signage, both the exterior and the interior, and so Homestead National Monument is in line for that to happen. Should there be some additional expense, the Friends have budgeted some money to help with that as well. You may also have heard that Representative Smith has already introduced legislation into the House supporting the name change. I visited with Senator Sass's office today. We're working with them to also introduce legislation, and that is sounding very positive. So all in all, we think that we're on a good course here to change the name, and we think it just would have huge benefits for the local economy, tourism, economic development. And so we appreciate your support tonight in approving your resolution of support as well.
Any questions of Diane? Diane, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate you being here.
We're excited.
Any other comments from the public? Mr. Catlin? I'm sorry, your vote, please. And that is approved 6-0. Next is item T.
Mayor, I would move that item T, the resolution number 6301, for giving 10% of $10,000 of the original principal amount of the LB 840 Economic Development Loan to Hybrid Turkeys LLC be approved, accepted, and or ratified as presented.
Second.
By Catlin, seconded by Claybaugh. That we have further discussion regarding resolution number 6301. Mr. Fairbanks?
I don't have a problem with it. I'm not going to vote against it. I just don't know where we're at with it. I don't know if this is the first installment or the last installment. So I just thought I'd pull it off so I could be educated and the public could as well. Can you tell me where we're at?
This would be the first installment. The loan was signed in May of 2017. It says to be forgiven 10% of the original loan, so $10,000 annually. So it should have been done in May. Obviously, we just missed that by a couple months, but this would be the first installment of probably doing this for the next 10 years.
Okay. That's all I had. Thanks.
Any other questions from the council, from the audience? And your vote, please. And that is approved 6-0. Resolution number 6301 has been passed and approved. Next is a public hearing on a new application of B&R Stores, Inc., doing business as Russ's Market, number 31, located at 1300 Court Street, Beatrice, Nebraska, for a new Class C liquor license.
Good evening. My name is Rob Snyder. Sorry.
Just a moment, please. I was going to hear from the chief, or from,
There's a pecking order.
what's that? Okay, yeah.
Okay, you don't get it now. You went out of turn.
Is that all right? Okay. Gentlemen, solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do. Yes.
All right. Gentlemen?
My name is Jerry Lampkin, Captain, Operations Captain, Beatrice Police Department. Concerning the Class C liquor license application by B&R Stores doing business as Russ's Market, background investigation was conducted into the operating manager and others listed in the corporation by the investigations unit. And there was nothing discovered that would hinder the issuance of this liquor license.
Rob Merrill, Chief Building Inspector for the city. I did the planning report for the liquor license, and basically it's a limited commercial area, or residential commercial in that area, R3 to the north. Everything would be in zoning compliance with this. It's my understanding they've had some tenants in the past there with liquor license, and with this is change of ownership.
So your recommendation is to go ahead and approve it, or with a positive note to the State Liquor Commission?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Any questions of Captain Lampkin or the building inspector? Oh, all right, thank you, gentlemen. All right, sir, now you're up.
Thank you. Rob Steiner, 9610 Glassridge Court, Lincoln, Nebraska. I'm the spirits director for B&R Stores and hold the license for the other 17 stores in our company. So I'm just here to answer any questions you guys may have.
We're glad you're here, Rob. Any questions?
Welcome to Beatrice.
Yeah, it's great. And the community's really supportive us. We've been open for 7 days now, and it's been great. So
Good, good. Glad to hear it. Any questions, gentlemen?
No, I just appreciate him showing up. I routinely vote against the liquor license when the applicant doesn't show, so I agree with Rick. Thanks for being here.
Hey, it's interesting for me too, because with 17 different licenses, we're in many different cities. It's kind of interesting to come to see how each city council works differently. So it's kind of a education thing for me too.
How do we rate?
This is pretty organized. I mean,
We haven't voted yet. What's he going to say?
Until he walks out the door, what he says.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. Mr. Catlin, I'd entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
Mayor, I move that the public hearing be closed at 7:22 PM.
Second.
Moved by Catlin, seconded by Billsbach, that the public hearing be closed at 7:22 PM. Your vote, please. And that is approved 6-0.
Mayor, I would move that the new application of B&R Stores Incorporated doing business as Russ's Market, number 31, 1300 Court Street, Beatrice, Nebraska, for a new Class C liquor license be recommended to the Nebraska Liquor Control Commission for approval.
Second.
Moved by Catlin, seconded by Kerr, that the new application for B&R Stores be approved. Any further discussion from the audience? And your vote, please. And that is approved 6-0. Next is resolution number 6305, executing all necessary documents to acquire real estate commonly referred to as 501 South 9th Street from Gregory M. and Judith L. Eichelberger.
Mayor, I would move that resolution number 6305 be passed and adopted.
Second.
Moved by Catlin, seconded by Cook, that resolution number 6305 be passed and adopted. Tobias?
This property, the owners of it contacted the city not a couple months ago, inquired if we'd be interested in acquiring their property as a gift. They're looking to simply donate the property to the city. What you have before you tonight is a real estate contract that states just that. They donate the property to us. There's no money that changes hands. We give them a receipt for the assessed value of the property. We'll then look to demolish the house and have it removed. As you see in the notes, the house is assessed at less than $7,000. So we think this is a good opportunity to remove this piece of property from the city. In return, we get a lot. Then we will look to resell that lot or give it to a builder contractor here in town that can reuse it, maybe put a house back on it, duplex something, and make the lot viable again. We have included this lot and another lot that's coming for you tonight in the housing RFP that we have out as a possible incentive to get people to come here to the community and build additional properties. So.
Questions, concerns from the audience? And your vote, please. And that is approved 6-0. Resolution number 6305 has been passed and adopted. Next is resolution number 6306, executing all necessary documents to acquire real estate commonly referred to as 411 South 10th Street from Laverne C. Plegman.
Mayor, I would move that resolution number 6306 be passed and adopted.
Second.
McCallum, seconded by Billsbach, that resolution number 6306 be passed and adopted. Again, Tobias.
The city demolished his house in 2017. The owner of the house does not have a lot for assets. Currently lives at Beatrice Manor. And so we are working on a way to basically recover some of the costs that the city has incurred on the demolition. The property owner has agreed to deed the property to the city, and he's also going to pay us $2,000, which we already have in the form of a check waiting for us to deposit upon closing of the property. We will then look again, the property next to this one, the owner of that one is looking to tear down that house. We'll look to combine those two lots. Hopefully we can work out some type of deal there and make it so that we now have a lot that's 100 feet of frontage, about 140 feet deep, that's viable for somebody to come back and build on.
Questions, gentlemen?
Tobias, roughly how many pieces of property we have in the RFP for the?
I believe we have probably roughly 10 of them listed, I think. That would be buildable lots that aren't floodplain some way or shape or another.
Yeah, that's substantial.
Any other questions from the audience? All right, your vote, please. And that is approved 6-0. Resolution number 6306 has been passed and adopted. Next is an ordinance amending section 17-30 of the Beatrice City Code relating to disturbing the peace.
Mayor, I would move that said ordinance be given number 18-036. The title therefore be approved, the rules be suspended, and said ordinance be read by number only 3 times tonight.
Second.
Moved by Catlin, seconded by Cook, that the ordinance be given number 18-036. Title thereof approved, the rules suspended, and the ordinance be read by number only 3 times tonight. A motion to suspend the rules is not debatable. Your vote, please. And that is approved 6-0. Ordinance number 18-036 by number the first time, ordinance number 18-036 by number the second time, and ordinance number 18-036 by number the third and final time.
Mayor, I would move that ordinance number 18-036 be passed and approved.
Second.
Moved by Catlin, seconded by Billsbach, that ordinance number 18-036 be passed and approved. You or Abby?
I'll start with it, and Abby can fill in the details. This started probably about 8 weeks ago. I saw an article in the Lincoln paper that Lincoln was amending their disturbing the peace ordinance to include electronic means, basically to clarify that you can't continually text somebody or call them or do stuff like that to disturb their peace. I brought it to Abby's attention. She then worked with Chief Lang and with Sergeant Henning on some way to amend our current code section. And so what you have before you tonight is just that's an amendment that she's worked on that updates our city code to clearly state that you can disturb somebody's peace by electronic means. If you do, it is a crime and outlays, obviously what the penalty is. The penalty portion has not changed. We just added in that you cannot disturb somebody's peace with electronic means. You can't continually text somebody. You can't continually call somebody. Those are a crime. It's now clearly defined in our city code.
Sergeant Henning said this is something they deal with on a daily basis, pretty much. Get people calling and complaining about this, but before it didn't say anything regarding electronic means, so it was kind of a gray area, but now it's crystal clear that electronics, texting, or computer can count as disturbing the peace as well.
I guess my question is, how many repeat calls or texts does it take to
That was my question.
make that determination?
Just enough so that whoever the victim is willing to write a statement saying that their peace was disturbed. So it's kind of a subjective, depending on who the recipient is.
Time of day will matter. Mm-hmm. Who the sender is would matter to you. I mean,
the content could.
Those would all be things you'd look at.
And how does that differ from a protection order?
These would be something that would help you go get a protection order. If you don't have a protection order in place, if I text you every second for the next 2 hours, I haven't done anything wrong today. You pass this, I've now disturbed your peace. And then you can go get the protection order, which prevents me from doing it in the future.
Sure.
But after tonight, most of our peace won't be disturbed because the election will be over tomorrow. And they won't be calling so much.
Any other comments, gentlemen?
Oh, yeah, I got comments, but they're not appropriate here.
From the audience? And your vote, please. And that is approved 6-0. Ordinance number 18-036 has been passed and adopted. Next is an ordinance amending section 16-7 through 16-8 of the Beatrice City Code relating to street closures and section 23-81 relating to street obstructions, repealing section 23-61 relating to encroachment permits, section 23-81-1 relating to street obstructions, and sections 25-1 and sections 25-2 relating to planting on city property.
Mayor, I would move that said ordinance be given number 18-037. The title therefore be approved. The rules be suspended. And said ordinance be read by number only 3 times tonight.
Second.
Moved by Catlin, seconded by Kerr, that the ordinance be given number 18-037, the title thereof approved, rules suspended, and the ordinance be read by number only 3 times tonight. Motion to suspend the rules is not debatable. Your vote, please. And that is approved 6-0. Ordinance number 18-037 by number the first time, ordinance number 18-037 by number the second time, and ordinance number 18-037 by number the third and final time.
Mayor, I would move that ordinance number 18-037 be passed and approved.
Second.
Moved by Catlin, seconded by Billsbach, that ordinance number 18-037 be passed and approved.
So what we had before, or what's currently in our city code, is 7 different code sections stretched over 3 different chapters dealing with this subject matter of what you could put in the street, how do you close the street, what can go in the right of way. We thought it was a little bit ridiculous, and so we've been trying to find a way to pare all this down and make it as simple as possible for people, make it easy to go find. And so what we're proposing is, it's still 3 code sections, right? So we're good attorneys. We did manage to kill enough trees to make this thing lengthy. But what we worked on was 16-7 is how to close a street in an emergency or for public works. Who has the authority to do that? It's who you think. It's chief of police. It's myself. If Pat Feist needs to close the street down to work on an electric line, he has the authority to do that. 16-8 is closing a street for private use. So this is block parties, things like that. If people want to do those, we have a form they fill out. It's pretty simple to do anymore. We run those through, but that shows you how to do that process. And then 2381 deals with items that you want to put maybe on the street or in the right of way. So first off, it talks about if you're going to impede traffic, if it's not going to impede traffic, it goes to the engineer and building inspections department. So you're doing a project at your house, you have some landscaping material that needs to be delivered in bulk, you want to pour it on the street and slowly move it off of there into your yard. This is where you would start to look. This is the process you would go through. That's where you would start your permit process, and they would work through that process. If it's going to impede traffic, you want to actually block a part of the street. You want to you're cutting down a tree in your yard. You need to block the street for a little while. It still falls under there, but now it goes to myself, fire chief, police chief, and the street superintendent to give you approval to block off a street. And then the last one is if you want to put things in the right of way, whether it's a retaining wall, you want to put some plants in there, things like that. You have to get an encroachment permit that goes to the building inspections office for them to approve, again, to make sure utilities aren't in the way, there's height restrictions, those types of things. None of the rules have really changed. We just tried to simplify them, put them all in one location for people to find. We tried to make, before we found internally, we had about 3 different forms if you want to close down a street. Now it's on one, just to make it a simpler, more streamlined process for people.
Questions, comments? Anyone? Audience? Your vote, please. That is approved 6-0. Ordinance number 18-037 has been passed and adopted. Next is item C, an ordinance amending section 23-46 to the Beatrice City Code relating to a property owner's or occupant's duty to remove snow.
Mayor, I would move the said ordinance be given number 18-038. The title therefore be approved. The rules be suspended, and said ordinance be read by number only 3 times tonight.
Second.
Moved by Catlin, seconded by Billsbach, that the ordinance be given the number 18-038, the title thereof approved, the rules suspended, and the ordinance be read by number only 3 times tonight. A motion to suspend the rules is not debatable. Your vote, please. And that is approved 6-0. Ordinance number 18-038 by number the first time, ordinance number 18-038 by number the second time, and ordinance number 18-038 by number the third and final time.
Mayor, I would move that ordinance number 18-038 be passed and approved.
Second.
Moved by Catlin, seconded by Cook, that ordinance number 18-038 be passed and approved. Discussion.
The current ordinance, which has been on the books, I think since 1971, states that you have to have your sidewalks cleared of snow by 9 p.m. regardless of when it stops snowing. So if it stops snowing at 8:59, you have 1 minute to clear your sidewalks. I'm not sure why we picked 9 p.m. A lot of people are walking at night, I guess, when it snows. That's not been our practice. What we've kind of held as our practice is a 24-hour rule. Have your sidewalks cleared within 24 hours if it stops snowing. So this proposed ordinance before you tonight amends the current ordinance to match our practice. So we would give you 24 hours after it stops snowing to clear your sidewalk. We talk in there about if you cannot remove the snow for some reason, the city street cloud came through and you have street side sidewalks and now it's just an icy mush and there's no way to clear it, you still have to make an attempt. Put some sand, some gravel, salt, something like that down, make some type of attempt. If you fail to do those things after 24 hours, the city then has the right to post your property, giving you 12 hours to come out and clear the snow. If you don't do that, the city then can go clear it, charge you for it. There is a possibility of criminal penalty, just like there is on the weeds. It's the same process as that goes. I believe the fine's set at $25. But we're just trying to clarify that section again to match our practice.
Rick.
You guys have done a really good job of cleaning up some of these ordinances and make a little more common sense out of these. It's nice to see that. Thanks.
I was a little surprised when it was only $25. I thought I'd pay $25 to have somebody scoop mine out. Maybe I could leave it.
I'll do it for 25.
We won't
do it for $25. I know better.
Just remember that's the criminal fine. And you had to add court costs of $49. So it becomes an expensive time of not scooping your sidewalk.
Any other questions? Rich?
After the $25, each day that a violation of any provisions of this section continues, it shall constitute. Does that mean every day afterwards there's another $25 charge?
Correct. Yes, it's just like your junk vehicle one is. Every day in that case, the junk vehicle, or in this case, the snow continues on the sidewalks can be a new criminal offense. It's rarely used, but it is there if need to.
Good.
So what's a snow? 1 inch, 3 inches? My neighbor from Colorado says 3 inches isn't a snow yet, so.
Snow.
Yeah.
If
But
it's on your sidewalk, clean it. If it's on our roads, clean it.
1 to 3 on Thursday.
Huh?
They're saying 1 to 3 on Thursday.
Then 1 to 3, they clean it.
Any comments from the audience? All right. Gentlemen, your vote, please. That is approved 6-0, beg your pardon. Ordinance number 18-038 has been passed and adopted. Next item is item 6, the public forum. Purpose of the public forum is for the presentation of an item by the general public to the city council for consideration at a later date. No discussion or action will be taken by the city council at this time. Does anybody on the council have anything for the public forum and the audience? All right, item 7, discussion and reports. We have none. So our next regular scheduled meeting will be on Monday, November 19th, 7 o'clock in these offices, and then we'll have a work session on November 26th. Mr. Catlin?
Mr. Mayor, I would move that the meeting be adjourned at 7:39 p.m.
Second.